Hello soulmate, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video I'll be showing you guys how to sew this trendy shirt. The button stops at exactly the waistline. It has a side slit just on one side, and the other side it has a rope, and on the front it has a drawstring, as you can see. So let me drag it up so you guys will see what it looks like. So this is what I have here on the front side. So now I'll go ahead and tie it by the side with the other rope. Okay, so let's do that. After doing that, this is what I have, looking so beautiful. So if you're new here, you're highly welcome. Please make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and also share. And to my current subscribers, thank you guys for your support. So without wasting much time, let's dive right into the pattern drafting. So here is my pattern, and from this side I left 3.5 inches for my button allowance. Okay, so now from the upper part I'll go ahead and chalk down half of my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 16 inches divided by 2. I have 8. So from that 8, I'll come down by 1 inches for my shoulder slope, and from the 1 inches, I'll come down by 8 inches for my armhole. Okay, so measure from my shoulder down to my armhole, I have 9 inches. So I'll go ahead and check it down here also. After that, I would like a straight line. This is my chest line. So from my shoulder to my chest line is 9 inches. Okay, so next I'll go ahead and measure out from my shoulder to my waistline, which is 17 inches. I'll check it down. Shoulder to hip line is 27 inches. I'll check it down. Then the full length of the top is 29 inches. I'll go ahead and check it down here also. Okay. So I'll repeat the same process on this other side. My shoulder to waist, which is 17. Shoulder to hip line 27, and then top length 29 inches. After that, I'll go ahead and roll out a straight line. And this is what I have. So next, I'll go ahead and connect from my shoulder slope down to my armhole. So here is my armhole line. Okay. Next, I'll go ahead and chalk down my neck width 3 inches, and the neck depth for the for the back is 1 inches, while that of the front is 3 inches. My back is 1, the front is 3. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and connect from my neck width to my shoulder slope. I'll be using this pattern to cut out both the back and the front of my shirt. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and divide my armhole into 2. Get the midpoint. From the midpoint, I'll come in by 0.5. Then I'll go ahead and connect it to the upper part this way. Okay, next I'll go ahead and divide my bust circumference by 4. Okay, bust divided by 4 plus my sewing allowance. I'll chalk it down. Then I'll go ahead and add extra 2 inches for ease. Okay, you can use 1 inches or 1.5 inches depending on what you want, like how you want the shirt to be on your body. Okay, so on the waistline, I'll go ahead and divide my waist circumference by 4 plus my sewing allowance. I'll chalk it down, then plus 2 inches for ease. Okay, then on the hip line, my hip divide by 4 plus my sewing allowance. I'll chalk it down, plus 2 inches for ease. So whatever I have on my hip circumference, I'll go ahead and chalk it down on my full length. Okay, whatever I have on my hip, I'll go ahead and chalk it down on my full length. After that, I'll connect them this way using my ruler. Then from the hip down to my full length, and this is what I have. So now I'll go ahead and connect my armhole this way. From this point, I'll go ahead and curve my armhole, and this is what I have. Okay, this is what I have. So next, I'll go ahead and connect my necklines. That is, from my neck width, I'll connect it down to my neck depth for the back this way. After that, I'll connect that of the front also. This is the back neckline and this is the front. I'm making use of one pattern for both the back and the front. Okay, I'll go ahead and extend this line to my button allowance. Okay, both the back and the front. Okay, so this is what I have. So now I don't want this shirt by the side to be straight. I'll go ahead and come up by 1.5 inches from the side this way. Then I'll get the midpoint of the base of mine from here to here. I just go ahead and get the midpoint. Okay, this is the midpoint. Then I'll use my curve ruler to connect it to that point. So this is what I have. Okay, So the side is no longer straight. I have a curve there at the side, okay? So now this is all for the pattern drafting. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Before doing that, I'll extend these lines to my button allowance this way. I'll go ahead and extend the back neck depth also. The back neckline, I'll extend it to my button allowance. So this is what I have. So now I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'll first of all cut out my back neckline the way I just did right now. Cut out your back neckline first, okay? So this is what I have. This is my pattern, okay? So now I'll go ahead and use this pattern to cut out my back fabric. But before doing that, I'll fold in this button allowance. Make sure you fold in the button allowance, okay? Fold in the button allowance this way. So now I'll cut out the back fabric. Here is my back fabric. I added extra 1 inches to the base for hemming, okay? Added extra 1 inches to the base. So this is what I have for the back, okay? So now I'll go ahead and cut out the front. So before doing that, I'll bring out this 3 inches, 3.5 inches that I folded inside. I'll go ahead and bring it out, okay? And also I'll cut out the front neckline. This is the front neckline. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Okay, after doing that, I'll use this pattern to cut out my front fabric. So here is what I have here. I added extra 1 inches at the base for hemming. I have 2 pieces of it here, one for the left and one for the right. So this is what I have. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and work on the button allowance. I added 3.5 inches for my button allowance. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and mark out 1.25, okay, into 3. Mark out 1.25 into 3. Okay, just watch what I am doing. This is my 1.25. After that, I'll go ahead and fold it in. Just watch the way I'll be doing it. We fold it in this way. Okay, this is the first 1.25. Then I'll go ahead and fold it in again. This is the second one. Then after that, I'll fold it in again. I'll be folding it in into 3. Okay, 1.25 into 3. Okay, so let me show you guys what I did here. Let me do it again so you guys will understand. Okay, so now I have 1.25. I'll fold it in this way. Then make sure you iron it down. Then you fold it in again, iron it down. Okay, then you fold it in again and iron it down very well. After that, I'll go ahead and sew it. Okay, so now this is what I have. I'm done folding it in into 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this is what I have. I've done that on the both side. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and sew this part, this outside part. I'll sew it with I'll sew 0.25, very tiny. Okay, don't sew much, 0.25. Okay, so now guys, I'm done sewing that 0.25, and this is what I have. That is quarter, 0.25, and this is what I have. If you go ahead and open it up this way, this is what you'll be having. This is my button allowance. Can you see? Okay, initially it was like this. Okay, so now after sewing, open it up this way, and this is what you'll be having. So after that, I'll go ahead and sew this other part this way. This part you are seeing right here, this outside part, 0.25. I'll sew it down. So let's go and do that, guys. Okay, so after I was done sewing it down, this is what I have. Okay, so initially it was like this. Okay, first of all, sew this side, then bring it out and also sew this side. Okay, so now this is what I have, looking so neat. So now I'll go ahead and bring in my back fabric. This is the back fabric, right side facing right side. I'll place it this way, and after that I'll go ahead and join the shoulders together, the two shoulders. Okay, so let's go and do that. So guys, after I was done joining the shoulders together, this is what I have, looking so neat. Okay, so now I have my rope here. Okay, the length is 30 inches. This is 30 inches, the boat is 30 inches. So now I'll placing this rope on the left side of my cloth first. This one I'll place it on the left side of my cloth. So now I'll go ahead and turn it this way, right side facing right side. I want to join the sides together. That is the side. Okay, and this is the left side of my shirt. Okay, this side is the left side. So now I'll go ahead and put the rope inside of it this way. I want to join this side together. So now I'll put the rope inside of it this way on the waistline. Just watch what I'll be doing. This is the waistline. I'll keep it this way. Then I'll go ahead and join them together using my string allowance. I'll go ahead and sew it down. Okay, so let's go and do that. After that, this is what I'll be having. The rope will be on the right side. Okay, so guys, I'm done sewing the rope down. This is what I have on the left side of my shirt. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and join the right side of my shirt. I'll join the side together this way using my string allowance. Okay, but before doing that, from the base I'll come up by 8 inches. Okay, this part of the shirt will be having an opening at the down part, just the one side of the shirt. Okay, so now I'll come up by 8 inches from the base and I will join the rest together. So after I was done sewing it down, this is what I have. This is the opening. I'm gonna head to knitting it, looking so neat. Okay, this is what I have. So next I'll go ahead and sew the base. I'll fold it into two this way and I'll sew it round. Okay, so let's go and do that. After I was done sewing the base, this is what I have. Make sure you give that press that side a very good press. Okay, so this is what I have. Next I'll go ahead and insert my second rope to this side. From the shoulder I'll come down by 17 inches. That is the waistline. This is the waistline, 17 inches, and I'll go ahead and mark it out on my button allowance. Okay, this is the button allowance. I'll chalk down my 17 inches. That's the waistline. So now I'll go ahead and insert this rope on that line. Okay, using this pin. Just watch what I'll be doing. I have different layers here because I folded this part into three. So make sure you're passing it through on the last line. That is the one inside. Okay, then I'll go ahead and pass my rope inside this way. Make sure you're doing that on the last line. I have different layers here. Okay, just watch what I'll be doing. Keep on passing it till you get to the base. Just watch. So once you get to the base, go ahead and open up this part. Okay, just very small. Don't open it too much. Very small. Okay, then bring out your rope. Make sure you open it very small, and this is what I have. Okay, can you see that part? It's not too open. Okay, then you keep on dragging your rope this way till you get to your waistline. Okay, drag it carefully. Keep on dragging till you get to your waistline. Okay, so here is my waistline. This is what I have here. This is my waistline. So now I'll go ahead and top stitch on it this way to hold the rope down. So after I was done top stitching on it, this is what I have. Okay, looking so neat. So now I'll go ahead and drag the rope so you guys will see what it looks like. So this is what I have. Okay, so go ahead and tie it with the other rope by the side, and this is what you'll be having, looking so neat. So you can see the essence of the slit by the side. Okay, so now we'll go over to the upper part. This part is where I'll be putting my button. This is the button allowance, this part, and the other side is the buttonhole allowance. Okay, so now we'll go over to the collar. I'll go ahead and measure the circumference of my neck. Please make sure you measure it very well, carefully. So over here I have 16 inches. I'll go ahead and measure it again to be very sure. So what I have here is 16 inches. Okay, so now I'll bring in my pattern. I'll fold my pattern into two. Can you see the way I'm folding it? Fold it into 2 this way. So 16 divided by 2, I have 8 inches. So now I'll go ahead and measure out 8 inches. Because my pattern is on fold, I'll measure out half of it, okay? So this is 8 inches. So from the down part, I'll come up by 1 inches. Okay, I'll go ahead and come up by 1 inches. After that, I will add a straight line. So now from that 1 inches line, I'll come up by 1.25, 1.25, okay? Then I'll go ahead and add a straight line. And next, from that 1.25, I'll come up by 0.75, 0.75, okay? Then I will add a straight line. So after that, I'll go ahead and get the midpoint of this 8 inches, which is 4 inches. Okay, I'll go ahead and get the midpoint. Then I'll connect it this way. So next, from this line, I'll go in by 1 inches. This is the 1 inches, and I'll connect it to the upper part this way, this point. And this is what I have. So next, from this point, I'll go in by 1 inches, and I'll go ahead and connect it to this same point. And this is what I have. So guys, this is all for the collar. Now I'll go ahead and cut it out. Just watch the way I'll be cutting it out. This is a 2-step collar. This is the first one, okay? And this is the one that will be on top of this first one. So this is what I have, okay? So now I'll go ahead and cut out 2 pieces of each of this pattern. And I'll be adding 0.5 sewing allowance round, okay? So this is what I have. I added 0.5 sewing allowance round, okay? So now I'll go ahead and open it up this way. You can see what I have here. So now for this part, I'll go ahead and place it this way, right side facing right side, and I'll sew it round from here. I'll sew it down to this other side, okay? From here to this side, then down, okay? So let's go and do that. Guys, I'm done doing that, and I'll go ahead and cut out the excess by the side and also the upper parts. So after I'm done doing that, I'll go ahead and bring it out this way. Make sure you bring it out very well. So now this is what I have, okay? Then I'll go ahead and fold it into 2. I want to get the midpoint of it. So I'll go ahead and fold it into 2 this way, and I'll notch the midpoint. So here is the midpoint, okay? So I'll keep it aside. I'll go ahead and place this one this way, right side facing right side, and I'll fold it into 2 also to get the midpoint. So here's the midpoint, okay? So now I'll go ahead and place them this way. Make sure the midpoints are meeting each other, okay? Arrange this very well. Then I'll place this on top of it this way, making sure the 3 midpoints are meeting each other. After that, I'll go ahead and pin them down. Go ahead and pin them down. After doing that, this is what I'll be having. So now I'll go ahead and sew it round, okay? Before doing that, from this point, from this side, I'll come down by 0.75, okay? Then I'll sew the rest this way. Then stop at 0.75 here also. From this point also, come up by 0.75. Then go ahead and sew it round, okay? So guys, I'm done sewing it, and this is the allowance. This is the 0.75 on both sides, okay, that I left, and I'm done sewing the other side. So now I'll go ahead and bring it out. Go ahead and bring it out, and this is what I have, okay? Looking so neat. So now I'll bring in my shirt. Then I'll go ahead and sew this side, okay, to my shirt, leaving the other side. That's why I said you should leave 0.75 on that side. Sew each round. Make sure you pin each round and sew. Okay, so let's do that. Just watch what I'll be doing. Make sure you pin them down very well. So now I'm done doing that. I'll go ahead and sew it, okay? After doing that, I'll be using this part to cover it up. So let's go and do that. So guys, I'm done sewing it and this is what I have. You can sew it. So next, I'll be using this side, the second one, to cover my seam allowance, okay? This way, push your seam allowance inside, cover up this rough edges, okay? Can you see what I have? Fold it this way, then go ahead and sew it from the back side. Okay, sew on your seam allowance, that is this point. Sew it down neatly, okay? So guys, I'm done sewing it neatly and this is what I have. Looking so neat, okay? This is what I have looking so neat. So now I'll go ahead and add my turn up sleeve to it, okay? I don't want to add the long sleeve. I'll be adding my turn up sleeve to it. That's a short sleeve, okay? And that is all. So please guys, make sure you subscribe, like, comment and also share, and also drop a comment on this video. So bye.